Hello, everyone. My name is Rabia, and on behalf of GPA, I'd like to welcome you back to the second in our series of mindful moment videos. So, if you'll remember, last time we talked about general practices of mindfulness as well as using the breath as an anchor. Today, we're going to be talking about mindfulness of the body. And for some people, this is a really important piece of mindfulness. It's a foundational practice, in fact. But the fact is that a lot of people really carry a lot of stress and tension more in their body than they do in their mind. So, whereas somebody might be more ruminating on anxious thoughts in their mind, other people carry tension in their neck, their shoulders, their headache, tension headaches. And so, when we start practicing mindfulness of the body, we learn to focus on those physical sensations. We're not forming mental images of body parts. Rather, what we're doing is bringing gentle awareness and attention to the physical sensations in our body. And this can become really useful in everyday life because as you become more aware of bodily sensations, you will learn when you're starting to tense up, perhaps when your fists are clenched or your neck or shoulders are tightening up. And if you've been using this practice in your daily meditation, you will learn to notice when the tension is arising and learn to become aware of it and start letting go. So, what we're going to be doing today is a practice called the body scan. And basically, what you do is you bring gentle attention to the different parts of your body and let it rest in that awareness, that gentle kindness, and then move on to the next part. And if you do this regularly, then you'll start noticing it just in everyday living. You'll start to notice when your shoulders are starting to get tense or your neck is getting tense, and you can learn to bring some gentle awareness to it and just let it be. So if you can please, this scan is actually done best lying down. So you can stay seated if you'd like, but if you prefer, lying down is actually a better option for the body scan. So I'll give you just a few minutes to get comfortable, and then we'll start the body scan. And at the end of the scan, you'll hear a bell to let you know that it's done. So if you can, find a comfortable spot. And then close your eyes if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you can just fix your gaze on the ceiling if you're lying down, or perhaps on the floor in front of you about 5 feet if you're seated. And then just let your body gently relax. Perhaps your muscles can melt into the sheet of your bed or in the seat if you're in a chair. And then take a few deep breaths, following each breath all the way in and all the way out. And if you like, you can put your hand on your belly so you can feel the breath as it goes all the way down to your belly. And as your belly deflates as the breath comes out. And with each breath, let yourself relax just a little bit more. Perhaps breathing in some peace and calmness with your in-breath, and breathing out stress and tension with your out-breath. And slowly start to bring awareness to your right foot. And notice what sensations you feel in your foot. Perhaps you notice where your foot is touching the carpet if you're seated. Or perhaps the bottom of your foot is touching your sheets of your bed if you're lying down. What sensations are there? Maybe you feel tingling in your toes, and you can wiggle them a little bit. Feel the skin rub against the toe next to it. Perhaps your foot is hurting if you've been on your feet all day. Notice the sensation in your foot and just become aware of it. You can name it if you like: tingling, tension, aching. Just a loving attention to the sensation. And then slowly start to move up your right leg and your lower leg. Again, noticing any sensations that may be there and becoming aware of them. And slowly move up to your knee and then your right thigh. Again, noticing maybe where your fabric is touching your skin, or if you're wearing shorts, if your skin is touching your sheet or your seat. Perhaps noticing if it's cold or hot. And then slowly move to your left foot. Same thing, noticing sensations, toes rubbing against each other. Maybe wiggle your toes or your foot a little bit. And if you find your thoughts wandering, just gently bring your attention back to the body part and focus on the physical sensations there. And now gently moving up your left leg. Again, becoming aware of any sensations. And just holding that sensation in a loving awareness. And if you want to bring some compassion into your practice, maybe you can send a little thank you to your feet and your legs for all the hard work they do supporting you during the day. And now gently bringing your attention up your left leg, your knee, and your thigh. Again, resting in a loving awareness of any sensations that you may find there. And if anything is very uncomfortable for you, just send a loving acknowledgement that the pain is there and move on. There's no need to linger on it if it brings you discomfort. Sometimes it helps to put your hand on your heart and say thank you to the body part that's causing you discomfort. And say, I acknowledge the pain is there. And then just move on. And now gently bringing your awareness to your groin and your back, lower back, hips. And a lot of people hold tension in the hips, perhaps from being seated all day. Some people have sciatica or other issues. Again, just acknowledging that the sensation is there and just becoming aware of it, so letting it be as it is. Perhaps you have aching in the hip area, tingling, numbing. You can name the sensation. Some sensations can be pleasant or unpleasant, sharp or soft. Now gently moving into the belly. Again, a place where people sometimes hold tension or unpleasantness. And just bringing a loving awareness to any sensations you may find. And the lower back as well. Again, a place where a lot of people have aches and pains, and just acknowledging that it's there, the discomfort exists, becoming mindful of it. Now moving into the chest area. And if you want, you can put your hand on your heart. Just send a loving affection for your body, for doing the hard work it does every day to support you. And noticing any sensations in the chest area, any discomfort, pleasant versus unpleasant, intense versus soft. Again, if anything is difficult, just move on. Then moving up into the shoulders. Again, another place where it's very common to hold tension and stress. And just acknowledging that it's there. Perhaps rotating the shoulder a little bit. See if you can relax into the discomfort if it's present. And now moving down the right arm. Again, noticing any sensations that are there. Perhaps you can feel where your arm is resting on the bed sheet. If you're lying down, feel the fabric on it. And then moving down to your lower right arm. And then your hands. Perhaps wiggling your fingers a little bit. Your fingers do a lot of work for you, so you might want to send them a little thank you. The typing and keyboarding chores during the day. And now let's move down the left arm. Same thing, noticing any sensations. Also noticing any changes in sensations as you're doing the body scan. So perhaps you are not realizing you were holding tension in a body part until you become aware of that during the body scan. And just letting it be. Again, moving down the left arm to the lower arm and the wrist and then the hand. Wiggle your fingers if you want. Perhaps you are feeling maybe they're sweaty or maybe they're dry. Maybe there's some tingling. Noticing where they rest on the sheet. You can feel the sensation of the fabric. And perhaps sending a little thank you to your left hand as well. And now moving into one of the most tense areas of our body, the neck. Perhaps realizing if there's any discomfort there. If we can just breathe into that discomfort and relax it a little bit, let's become aware of the sensation. Maybe it's tight or tense. Maybe it's throbbing. Then moving up into the jaw, letting the jaw relax. Noticing any sensations in your face, forehead, letting all of your facial muscles just relax. And then the head as a whole. A lot of tension in our heads most of the time. So a lot of stuff going on up there. See if you can just relax and let it go. Become aware of any sensations. Maybe your scalp is tingling or it's tight in the back of your head. And then finally, noticing the whole body breathing, becoming aware of your entire body as one, and sending a little thank you to your whole body for all of the work it does to keep you going every day, despite its aches and pains and tension. Just breathing into your whole body and breathing out all the stress and tension. And in a few moments, I will ring the bell and you can open your eyes when you're comfortable. Thank you so much for joining us for the second Mindful Moments video brought to you by GPA. And I'd like to leave you with the quote from Pema Chodron. She writes, "It's also helpful to realize that this very body that we have, that's sitting here right now, with its aches and its pleasures, is exactly what we need to be fully human, fully awake, fully alive." Thank you so much.